Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to another lecture for A2 Computer Science 9618. We are discussing chapter number 13, and today we are going to start our discussion on 13.2, file organization and file access. File organization. Information in computers is stored as data in files, and normally we can have multiple types of files, but in general in A levels when we are talking about files, we either talk about a text file or a binary file. Now binary files are also kind of not really our concern for the sake of the syllabus. Most of the time, whether it is whenever we are discussing files, we only talk about text files. To be able to find data efficiently, you need to organize the data inside the file so you can access your records quickly. All data in files are stored as records. I hope you remember that from chapter number 10. Again, these files can be organized using different methods. Now there are three common methods, or there are three methods that we are supposed to know in our A levels. The first one is known as serial file organization or serial file access. Method of file organization in which records of data are physically stored in a file, one after the other in the order they were inputted in the file. Like the oldest values are at the top and the most recent values are at the bottom. In short, you can say that. New records are appended to the end of the file. Serial file organization is often used for memory dumps, temporary files, or for financial transactions. Storing customer meter readings. This is an example for gas or electricity company before they are used to send the bills to all customer. For this purpose, you'll use the serial file organization method. Each transaction is added to the file in the order of arrival. These records will be chronological in order. They will be time bound. Order of data is not important. It doesn't matter if at, let's say, 5 p.m. you had a line added to the file that has the ID number 196, and at let's say 5:20 you have another line added with the ID number 105. It will not move up. It will remain at the end. The order does not matter. Only the timestamp matters. The records will be accessed one after the other only, because they are not obviously in sequence. So if you're trying to find for something, you'll possibly have to look for every single line of the file unless and until you find a match. Next, we have the sequential file organization. This is the method of file organization in which records of data are physically stored in a file in a given order, which can either be ascending order or descending order based on the primary key or an ID field or any other criteria. The order is usually based on the key field or the primary key or the main field of the record, which is used as the unique identifier. They are not key fields in files are not needed to be unique as compared to primary key in databases. Remember what I just said. I said unique identifier. I did not say unique values. Okay, there's a difference between them. Like this is a unique field. There are no two fields by the same name, but data inside that field can be duplicated, unlike in a database where the primary key column cannot contain duplicated values. Random file organization. Now, random file organization is a method of file organization where records of data are stored in any available position. Like wherever you find an empty space, you just dump records over there. The position of any record in a field is found by applying a hashing algorithm on the key field of the record or the record key. Records can be added at any empty position. Whenever you add a record, basically the file maintains an index where the value of the key field is stored along with its hashing value. which points to the location where that line is physically stored in the file. So whenever you try to search the file, the computer calculates the hash for it using the primary the key field. That hash is looked up in the index table and you are quickly taken to that line. File access. Now up till now we discussed about how data can be stored in a file. Now we'll discuss how data can be accessed or retrieved from a file. Methods which are used to physically find a record or a specific line in a file. Sequential access. This is the method of file access in which records are searched one after the other until the required is found or until you reach the end of file. Hopefully you can recall this from the algorithms you wrote in chapter number 10 in your paper 2. This method is used for both serial and sequential files. We have the same method for both of them. For a serial file, to search for a specific record, every record needs to be checked because over there we don't have any order. The values are time stamped, they are not in order, whereas for a sequential file you can only check until the record is found or until the value of the primary key in the file or the key field in the file is greater than the item you are looking for. If you have done your past papers well, we have had this type of a question in past papers for paper 2 as well. For a sequential file, I just discussed that. The rest of the file does not need to be searched because the records are sorted. So for example, you're looking for key field 195 or customer ID 195. In the file you have reached customer ID 196. Now you don't need to check rest of the file because you know all the other values will be greater than 196. You will not find 195 after 196. Sequential access is efficient when every record needs to be processed. For example, a monthly billing system or a payroll generation system where you have to process every single employee, etc. Direct access, that is the second method, a method of file access in which a record can be physically found without reading the entire file. Both sequential and random files can use this, but the first one, the serial files, cannot use this. These files cannot use it. Okay, it allows the specific record to be found then using sequential access because obviously you don't need to read each and every line. Direct access is required when an individual record from a file needs to be processed. For example, you only need data of a specific customer, or you need to update, let's say, a credit card number of a specific customer or client in your client database. Oh, okay, maybe I should not use the word database over here. For a sequential file, an index of all key fields is kept and it is used to look up the address of the file location where a given record is stored. So basically in direct access you have a small index or a table of contents in the beginning where you have all the values of key fields as well as their line number or their physical location. Okay, customer number 195, line number 206, and so on. So you don't need to search for them, you can directly go to that line and retrieve the record. For larger files, searching the index takes less time than searching the whole file. A separate index file is created which has two fields per record. One is the key field value, one is the location or the position. For a random access file, a hashing algorithm is used on the key field to calculate the address of the file location where a given record is stored. I kind of discussed that before as well. Now, choice of file basically random files also follow the same method, except that you have to use a hashing algorithm on the key field to calculate the address. It's kind of not really just written in front of you. Choice of file organization. Serial file is well suited for batch processing where you have to apply the same thing on multiple values altogether, like you have to generate payroll of, let's say, 150 employees. Or if you're backing up data on magnetic tape, which technically nobody uses anymore, but I don't know why this is in the even mentioned in the syllabus. A direct access is used if rapid access to an individual record is needed, like if you're trying to search for something, or for example if you're trying to look match the password of a single user on a website which has, let's say, 500 users. You're trying to check whether the person who's trying to log in entered correct ID password or not. A sequential file is suitable for applications where multiple records are required from one search of the file. For example, a family history file where a search could be used for all the records which connect to the same family or with the same surname. Hashing algorithms. Okay, so basically a hashing algorithm is a complex mathematical formula that can convert a value into a one-way answer. You have heard the term hashing algorithm in your O levels as well, where we used it for SSL certificates and so on. But now in file organization, we use it for calculating the address of a specific record. The result of the calculation gives the address where the record should be found. More complex hashing algorithms are used in encryption of data, whereas the hashing algorithm used by file organizations are very simple in nature. For instance, a simple hash function for strings might sum the ASCII value of the characters and apply a modulo operation with the array size to ensure the result fits within the array. If you don't understand this example, that's absolutely fine. You basically don't need to learn it. This is just an example. You should have a basic idea of why we use hashing algorithm rather than what is in-depth working of an hashing algorithm for file organization. A collision occurs when two keys hash to the same value. Now there can be two ways of dealing with it. One, open hash or close hash. Open hash means the record is stored in the next free space. Close hash is an overflow area is set up and the record is stored in the next free space in the overflow area. If a specific key term points to a hash value that is already occupied, then obviously you need some way of dealing with it. One is known as open hash, like for example the hash address calculated was 2319. Line number 2319, but it already contains some value, so it will be stored in the next line available 23120. Okay, in close hash an overflow area is set up and the record is stored in the next free space in the overflow area. Basically you make a special area in the file which is known as overflow area, where you keep all the values which have had clashes with, like the hash value generated was already occupied with some other record. Hashing in different file types. In random files, hashing offers a direct method for accessing the records using keys, so your access time or searching time is reduced. In sequential files, they can be used, although they are not used, but they can be used to accelerate the search operations so that you don't have to perform a lot of comparison operations. You don't need to extract each line, extract the value for key field from there and then compare it with your search term. Reading and writing operations. You can read data from the file. You can use hash values to navigate directly to the data storage location, and you can write a new line over there, or you can read the line from over there and provide to the customer. Or if you're writing data, then obviously you can directly use an hashing algorithm to calculate the address, and you can directly copy paste your data at that specific address, or store data or write data at that specific address, promoting organized and efficient storage. And that is basically absolutely everything you need to know for topic number 13.2. In fact, probably a little more than what it is there in the syllabus, but that the little bit of extra I have provided to you for a clearer picture, so you know very well how to tackle any and every type of question that the examiner throws at you. This is from this topic you usually get one question in almost every paper for 2 to 3 marks or 4 marks. So that's why this topic is slightly important. I hope you have understood everything. If you have any question, feel free to ask me. I'll see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, take care. Do give me your comments. Do tell me whether you like this video or not down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share it with your friends who are also facing trouble in computer science. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.